That's it, it's ready. Hey guys, welcome back. It's the next day after we made our deer breakfast sausage last night. We put it out in the walk-in cooler because we got wore out basically and wasn't able to vacuum seal it on up. So we're gonna complete this today and go ahead and get these in the vacuum bag and kind of show you a process of how we do that. And I'm gonna go ahead, and this is what we use for a measuring device. This is about a pound. We've already measured out the meat in this several times. So what we do, we take a spoon and we go in here with this bowl and we pack this bowl full of, whether it be hamburger meat, sausage, it doesn't matter what kind of meat it is. This bowl will actually hold a little bit over a solid pound. Now about a 1/4 inch down in it, it's about a pound. I'll show you. But anyway, it's just a good measuring device and a good nice portion for most families anyway. Now once I get that in there, I take this butter knife and go around this bowl like this. And that loosens at least that much of it up to where when I dump it out, it'll just dump right out. And occasionally, we have to spray a little canola oil on the bottom of the container if it starts sticking. Now I'm fixing to take this at this time, and we're gonna move the camera just a little bit. And I'm going over to, we got a plastic roll over here coming off the wall. I'm gonna dump this down on that plastic, and we're gonna roll it up in it, just 1 or 2 rows. It's not necessary to be rolled real thick or anything. The reason we're doing this before we vacuum seal it is for it to slide down into this bag without sticking to the bag. And we used to put it in some little white containers and slide it up in there, and that worked pretty good, but this works a lot better. So we're gonna go on over here to the plastic rack now, and I'm gonna let it right there. That's good enough right there. And I'm gonna show you, we're just gonna dump it right down on there just like that. I believe you can see that very well. All right, I'm just gonna wrap it up. That's enough right there, really, and cut the plastic off. All it's doing is just giving you a small amount of plastic around that meat. I'm gonna walk back over here and we're gonna put it right back in the bag, or right in the bag. And I'm gonna get Miss Tammy to come over here at this time. Once I get this in this bag, she does most of the vacuum sealing for me when we're out here and she's available, and does a good job at it. So that's what it pretty much looks like before she vacuum seals it right there. I'm gonna let her have it, and she'll have that part of it from here on out. I'm gonna keep working right here. And just thought we'd show you guys how we finish up the product once we get it to this point. Now this is not our sausage, this belongs to a customer of mine. And not that it matters, this is the same way we do ours also. But it's just a really good way that we have found to do it. And let me share something else with you that I've been thinking about it. If you've wanting to put some meat in your freezer for a long period of time, most people don't. Most people get it ate up, pretty fast, but some don't. So if you don't have a large family and you're not eating a lot of this at one time, may I suggest to you, I'll even show you here in just a minute, another way of doing this to where you can actually keep this longer than even what this system right here is doing. All we're doing, we're wrapping a piece of plastic around it, we vacuum sealing it, labeling it, dating it, and putting it in the freezer. I'm gonna show you one more technique to where it will last a little bit longer, probably quite a bit longer, that might help you in the future. If I can get you to come back over and turn this camera back around for me right quick. I'm gonna pull the plastic back out and I'm gonna go through the same very thing again. That's good right there. And except this time, we're gonna do something just a little bit different. And this might be something you might be interested in on down the road. that'll help you keep your meat even longer than vacuum sealing it. And I know a lot of people put their venison up. They do this right here. They just put the plastic on it, and then they wrap it in meat paper, and that works pretty good. It pretty much gets most of the air out of it. Take it like this, and then at this time, I got some butcher paper right here. So take this butcher paper and wrap it up in this butcher paper. Roll it up in it any kind of way you want to. And that just puts another layer of protection on it. And then put it into the bag. And then vacuum seal it. You got 3 layers of protection on your meat at that time. So there's another tip for you. I'm gonna take this back out because we're not planning on doing all this like this. I don't want no one unusual package in there. But I just thought I'd show you that tip right quick. Might help you down the road somewhere. Let me get this back in here. I'm gonna get her to turn the camera back around, and we'll continue for a few moments and letting you watch us how we get this stuff packed on up and into the freezer. So this is gonna be a short video. This ain't gonna be nothing long because really what we're doing, there's not a whole lot to it. The work is done. This is the easy part. We like this part. It's easy. The finished product. And by the way, we cook one little bitty patty normally out of each batch of meat we mix up just to make sure that it's right and tastes right. Now, I normally, right after I first start grinding, I don't mix the whole batch up. I try to do it right after I mix just a small portion of it up, and then that way if anything needs to be changed, I can change it before I mix the whole batch up, and then have to turn around and try to correct the whole batch of meat. If I do it that way, then all I got to correct at that time is just a small portion. When I put a small portion out, and if I find anything wrong with it, in other words, if I grind a pound or 2 of this into my grinder and I cook a patty and it don't have enough fat meat in it or whatever, normally it does. I got this stuff down pretty good, but I do mess up occasionally, and if it don't cook out right, I can go back at that time. I can add, some more fat meat, or if a seasoning's not right, I can add some more seasoning if I need to do it at that time. And then the whole batch will be right. I mean, what you're really shooting for is to get this stuff right to start with, but if you was to mess up, that's a good way to check it, is to check it when you first start grinding it. Just get you a pound or 2 of it and then cook a small patty out and see what it tastes like. And if you got to make some adjustments, you can go ahead and do it at that time, and it won't mess your whole batch of your meat up. So there's your another tip of the day. Let me get this and wrap this. This is a real easy way to do this, and we just really figured this out. This is hot off the press. This little plastic trick here. And it works very well. If you've ever tried to take meat, raw meat of any kind, and put it into one of these bags and vacuum seal it, you know what a problem it is to keep from getting it all over the top of your bag right here. And then you got to go to the vacuum sealer with it. You got fat or whatever, and it don't want to seal right. This what we're doing eliminates that, because it can't nothing get on it because you got it wrapped up in this little layer of plastic right here. So this is just a great tip on an idea to help you with your vacuum sealing. I'm gonna do about one more, and that's gonna be about it for this video. We didn't have a whole lot for this. We just wanted to show you guys kind of how we finished it up. We did the other video last night mixing it up and the portions on it. If you haven't watched that, you can go see that, how to make up a venison breakfast sausage. And I'll tell you how much far the portion, the fat to put in it, and the seasons, and things like that, and kind of how I do it anyway. I mean, I know there's different ways of doing this stuff, but that's just the way I do it. And it seems to work out pretty good almost every time. I've been doing this a long time. I mean, and once you do something like this for, you know, a long time, you pretty much know how to do it, basically. So let me get this ramped up, and we'll get Miss Tammy over here to vacuum seal this one, and we'll wrap this video up until the next time. So I hope you picked up a thing or two concerning vacuum sealing, at least, and getting your finished product put in the freezer. I wish somebody would have showed me this several years ago, because I've been fighting this right here for quite some time now. And like I said, we was there was little white plates anywhere. I'm just gonna show. Yeah, let me show them that. And that's what it looks like once you get it vacuum sealed. It's all the air's out of it and stuff. And I was gonna show you, it's supposed to be one up on the limb. One of these things here, somewhere. Just help me have one. This is the way we used to do it. Now, we used to take this little bowl and put it in, and we dumped it on top of this little plate. And then we had to cut the sides off of it, and all this stuff that wouldn't fit in the bag, right? And we'd take the little plate and slide it up into the bag. And that worked pretty good, but even with that, you'd still mess around, you know, and get a little fat on your bag and have to wipe it off, and just kind of aggravating, just to be honest with you. But this little trick we have learned right here with this plastic wrap, and you can get you one of these big rolls. I know you can't see this right now, I got to hang on the wall, but go to Sam's and get you one of those large rolls of saran wrap, and it'll last you like a long time. I mean, I think it's like 3,000 yards on that roll, and so probably last the rest of your life nearly, if you're not processing for the public. But anyway, that's gonna be about it today, and I'm gonna get Miss Tammy to shut the camera off here in just a minute. We appreciate you guys tuning back in with us just for a few moments. We have got to get to work and get this stuff put up. We thank you so much for viewing us. Subscribe to our channel on Mo Deer Outdoors and hit the like button if you don't mind. It'll help us out greatly. And we're going to see you on the next video.